Hi, I'm Sophie, and welcome to my world. Today, I'm going to continue in my series on teddy bear camp gear. And today, what we're going to be making is the teddy bear campfire, because no camping experience is complete without roasted marshmallows. So for this project, we're going to be needing a piece of cardboard. This can be any kind of cardboard. It can be the inside of a cereal box. This is just a little piece of corrugated cardboard. It needs to be, however big that you're going to make your circle. In this case, I'm probably going to make my circle around my duct tape here. So just make sure it's that big. I'm going to need scissors. I'm going to need some stones. These are just some little pebbles that I found. I'm going to need a little bit of wire. And in this case, I was able to find red wire, but you can use whatever kind of wire that you can find. And this is very, very thin wire. You could even use like a chenille stem if you wanted to, pipe cleaner. And then I've got little pieces of wood. And these are just little twigs that I found, and I've got them in a couple sizes. I have ones that are a little fatter, and then some that are a little thinner. And these I've left to be a little bit longer than these. And you are going to need a glue gun. That's important. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure my base, and I'm going to make my base by using the inside of my duct tape. So what I'm going to do is just take my duct tape roll, take my pen, and just mark a circle on the inside, like that. And what I'm going to do now is just cut this out. Don't get too worried if it's not exactly perfect. And don't get worried if there's a rim, because you can always flip it over. There we go. And I'm going to turn that over, flip it over like that. All right, now what I'm going to need is my glue gun. And I'm going to make a ring of little stones. So I'm just going to take my glue gun. And remember, glue guns are hot, so be very careful with them. And I'm just going to place a ring of stones along the outer edge here. Now, as you noticed, what I did do with my piece of cardboard is I flipped it over so that that marker was underneath. Okay, so I did about a quarter of my circle there. You don't want to do too much at one time, because your glue can dry on you, and then you'll have to come back and reheat it with the glue tip, which is, you can do that. All you do is just come back and hit it with the glue tip. But if you can avoid doing that, that's the best. See, that got a little cold there. You want to make sure you put a nice big dollop of your glue gun glue there, because you really want to grab these stones. Sometimes with these little tumbled stones, meaning that they're a little bit smoother than like little rough pebbles you might find, they can pop off from the glue gun. So you really, really want to make sure that you get a nice bead of glue. Okay, so I've done another quarter bit of the circle and laying down. Nice thing about using this kind of cardboard is that it looks like it's dirt. And then I got that last little bit here. And place your remaining stones. It looks like I have room for one more tiny little stone. Okay, so now you have your stone ring. The next thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to add the fire inside. So you can use some pre-made pieces of red duct tape fabric, and you could also use like orange and yellow if you want. But I want to show you a little trick here. So I'm going to take a piece of tape, and what I'm going to do is actually fold it over on itself, but I'm going to leave a little bit of sticky at the bottom. So I've folded it over, and I've left, about half an inch of sticky there. Now I'm just going to come back and I'm going to make like flame shapes. And this is just, have fun with this. This does not have to be, this is not rocket science. This doesn't have to be, anything in particular. You're just making kind of sharp edges to make flame-like look. Okay, so see that? I've got sticky on the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is going to take my scissors and I'm just going to go snip just up a little bit, and I'm going to fold this and put my tape down. And look at that. It starts to make a little fire. Did you see how I did that? Okay, I'm going to do the same thing again so you can see it one more time here. And you can make as much fire as you want. Okay, so I'm going to put that off to the side there. Again, fold it over so that you got a little bit of sticky on the bottom there. And then just go to town with some flame shapes. And again, if you wanted to mix like orange in here, yellow in here, it's great. And now I've got that sticky bottom, and I just give it a little snip so that I can make it 3D. Like that. And I don't need any glue or anything. There we go. Okay, now I got my fire in there. Now, you could just leave it like that if you wanted to. Or if you want to, you can add a little bit more. Just take a little extra tape here. I've got this little bit of extra. Just put a little strip of this tape here. Put it around the bottom. And you can use all these little pieces that you got. Just add them to the mix by adding little pieces of tape. So you stick it in there like that. Okay, now what we need to do is add our sticks. And the way that you want to make this is kind of like a little teepee. So you just want to take your sticks and put a little bit of glue down around the outside here. And I'm just going to do this one stick at a time. So I've got one bloop of glue, and I'm putting one stick in. And see, what's nice about this is that my flames are going to help to hold this in place. Now I'm going to go to the opposite side. So over here. I'm going to take one bloop of glue. Take another stick. And what's great about this stick is, look, it has like a little lean-to place there. That's awesome. I'm just going to hold this until it dries. The nice thing about glue guns and glue sticks is that they dry really quickly. Ooh, look at that one. That's the perfect stick for Teddy to have his marshmallow on. I'm going to hold that off to the side. All right, now I'm just going to continue doing this, finding spots to put a little bloop of glue. See that? There's the glue. And bringing it, making like a teepee. I'm making a teepee. Take another bloop of glue. And making the teepee. Now, at a certain point, this is where you can add the wire. You don't necessarily need this, but it just gives a little bit of extra added security up on the top here. So what I'm going to do is just take a little teeny bit of this wire and just give it a little twist. But like I said, you don't have to have this. If you find that you've got the sticks that are solid enough, then just stick with your sticks. Okay, glue. And another stick. More glue. And another stick. You can see how the fire's starting to take shape here. And now this is a point where that wire can come in handy. Wrapping it around. Just giving it a little twist. And it looks to me like I really only need one more little piece of wood right here. Right there. And that wire will hold it in place for me. There we go. Now, if you want to, you can come back, add a few more little rocks. And remember, you can make your base as big or as narrow as you want. This is pretty narrow. You can make it bigger if you wanted to. You could even use the lid of like one of these containers if you wanted to. You could use the lid of one of these containers because it has a lip. And that would be a great way to hold your rocks in place along with your sticks. Like I said, this is the perfect stick for Teddy's marshmallows. So my fire's complete. Now all I need is Teddy with his marshmallow. Oh, don't get it too close, Teddy. You don't want to burn your marshmallow. He's always so impatient. For more fun ideas for things to make this summer, come and check us out at Sophie-World.com. Kookaberry sits in the old gum tree, eating all the gumdrops he can see.